You're watching the Nike EYBL Scholastic Conference Tournament on League Ready. In beautiful North Augusta, South Carolina, we have our second matchup of the day, and it's the wild card team, Sunrise Christian, against 26-2 Spire Academy. Already one game in the books, Bella Vista with a dominant plus 20 in the second half to set up a meeting tomorrow with Montverde. And the winner of this one will take on the defending champion, Link Lions. Welcome into the broadcast booth now alongside Kenton Aubrey. I'm Sam Brief, and Kenton, we get a Hall of Fame coach in Kevin Boyle making his EYBL Scholastic Conference Tournament debut this season, and his team is loaded. It starts with King Gibson.
King Gibson, one of the better players that we're going to see today, just with his ability to impact the game. Obviously, the last two times these teams squared up, he had a great performance and led his team to a 57-48 victory.
Yeah, that was a rock fight. This Spire team likes to play rock fights. They come in with the second best scoring defense in the EYBL Scholastic. So if Sunrise Christian will get it going, maybe it starts with Christian Matos.
Again, we're in for a treat with these two matchups between these guys today. I mean, it's going to be a battle against Spire because of what they do defensively, but you're talking about a guy in Matos that can impact the game in a multitude of ways, and we'll see if in March he's ready to step up to the challenge against this very talented Spire group.
One of the best shooters in the EYBL Scholastic. I mean, we have seen Christian Matos put on show after show. Third in the league with 47% three-point shooting. Sunrise Christian in the black, their starters getting introduced right now. The backcourt led by Matos, Lincoln Vincent, and then up front, they've got a lot of size with Avery Moses, Stefan Marjanovic, and Abraham Miracle Taiwo. Here you see starting five for third-year head coach Kyle Lindstedt. This is a team, Kenton, that doesn't score too much. They're actually dead last in the EYBL Scholastic with only 56 points per game.
Well, they're going to be comfortable with the style of play that's going to, organically kind of happen when you're playing against the Spire team, right? I mean, the game is likely going to be, again, another rock fight played, below the 60s. And with their points per game, I mean, they've shown they're comfortable playing in there. So not exactly a huge contrast of style when it comes to that. But, again, the stifling defense, if you're only averaging 57, if you're not running really efficiently, that could be a challenge for you.
We talk about suffocating defense. These are the five guys who will start it out for the 8-time national champion coach Kevin Boyle. Alongside King Gibson, it's Davis, Durkak, Bowie, and Purr. And Bowie is a big-time player to watch. He's already committed to play for Nate Oates at Alabama, scoring 11 a game.
Just, the prototypical Nate Oates recruit with his combination of size and skill. He's had his fingerprints all over the success for Spire this year.
And they'll send Bowie to go against the 7-footer out of Serbia, Marjanovic. Marjanovic punches home the tip. Sunrise Christian in the black, Spire in the white. Sam Brief, Kenton Aubrey, our wonderful league-ready crew with you for Game 2. The winner takes on Link tomorrow. Here's Matos, about a 50% three-point shooter. Looking to pull off the upset. Step back three is off. And long board will stay here. Well, if Sunrise Christian is going to get this upset cooking, we know you need a big day for Matos. Couldn't quite get that when these two teams met in the middle of January. 9-point Spire win.
Well, I can assure you that's a focal point of the preparation for Coach Boyle.
And Spire gets a bucket. Hoop and harm after an early turnover. We see the suffocating defense pay off. Bowie with the score. So here's Terrace Bowie. You told me he's a prototypical Nate Oates recruit. Why is that?
Well, just the combination of size and skill. I mean, the style of basketball that Alabama has played and had a tremendous amount of success in the SEC, you know, it consists of high-level shot makers and, you know, really talented athletes that can play the pace that they'd like to play. And, you know, if you talk to coaches around the SEC, I mean, you hear people, you know, like the University of Kentucky, trying to find players that can help kind of counteract what they do.
Their corner triple for Abraham Miracle Taiwo, just his third of the season. Gives Sunrise Christian the early lead at 3-2.
No better time than now than to start knocking those down.
Bowie will trigger. Can't drain. Sunrise Christian led by Kyle Lindstedt, the third-year coach. Matos, an air ball from the corner. Tough start for Christian. 0 for 2 from downtown.
He's going to have to make some really difficult shots today, because all week in practice and leading up to this, I mean, I'm sure there's been a high volume of film shown on his shot-making ability and just finding out different ways to make him uncomfortable.
Oh, what a step through for the Providence commit, Aiden Durkak. And Spire back in front. Look good with the left hand. Now Taiwo doesn't have the answer. Marjanovic cleaning the glass. And Sunrise Christian goes 0 for 2. Now back to Bowie. Little downhill thunder, took a tumble, and the foul is on Marjanovic. It's a pretty fast-paced start here. Expecting a defensive rock fight. It was on the 18th of January last time these two teams played up in Springfield Classic. 57-48 win for Spire. King Gibson had a nice day, 18 points. Here's Durkak. Davis, step back over Marjanovic. Can't find bottom. The rebound to Taiwo.
If Sunrise is going to find themselves, you know, with a chance in this game late in the fourth quarter, I would say be on the lookout for the rebounding stat. You know, they're going to have to find extra possessions like they're doing. That's 2 possessions in a row where they found it.
And Vincent converts.
As we talked about in the last broadcast, percentages go up on offensive rebounds. Some colleges shoot nearly 60% on kick-out threes. And that's why you see people hunting. Some people call it daggers. You're hunting a dagger because, I mean, how deflating is it when you give up an offensive rebound, you kick it out, and you knock down a 3?
And they're not on an offensive rebound. Gibson can't knock it down. Yeah, that 60% number, unbelievable. And now a double team. Matos stuck, able to pass out of it. But Sunrise Christian out of sorts.
Notice there, they didn't get the turnover they're looking for, but still with 10 seconds to go on the shot clock, Sunrise is just now getting into offense. Now they're taking a 1-second 3.
And Matos drills it. Who else?
That's the difference in this level is there's players like that on the floor that no matter how much time's left in the shot clock, no matter how much you get them off tempo, you've got guys like Matos that can just step up and lace a 3.
Spire's defense, electric, but Matos the dagger and Charles Purr.
Fantastic sequence there from a ball movement standpoint of them to identify the roll man right off of an immediate reversal.
Yeah, Purr, the junior out of Juban, South Sudan, as Spire within 3. Now Matos, the kick. Sunrise Christian scored all 9 of its points on 3 balls. And Vincent can't add one. And then a little takedown, Zapatu of Durkak. Spire ball. A very physical start to this game. Kind of what we expected. The winner of this one takes on Link tomorrow. The first postseason game for Spire in the Kevin Boyle era after Coach Boyle spent 14 years at Montverde, 8-time national champ, 4-time Naismith Coach of the Year. It's Durkak from downtown.
Well executed set there. The timing was perfect. They were able to draw the help side because of the curl, and he stepped right into it on cue. You could tell that's an action they've worked on quite a bit.
Durkak with a really smooth start. Now Moses. One-on-one with Gibson. Step back shot, well contested, but no problem.
Tough shot making on display here for Sunrise Christian. And, you know, against a team like Spire, you're going to have some of that. You're simply just going to have to make some tough shots. But you can't fall in love with the one-on-one. You can't fall in love with the tough shots, because that's how an 8-0 run happens. Just boom, boom, boom.
Per rattles at home, 11-11. Really entertaining start.
Fantastic start here for game 2 of this tournament. And, you know, these guys are certainly fired up for what's at stake and the ability to survive and advance.
It's March. Moses for 3. Long rebound, tips to Gibson. Now Spire on the run. Gibson, physical attack. Per chases. Now Gibson again to the line. King Gibson has a relentless motor. The junior out of Greensboro, North Carolina. 4th in the league in minutes, and also one of the top scorers. .81% free throw shooter. But Gibson's game really physical. You see why he's a 5-star. Offers have already come his way from Michigan, Alabama, LSU, plenty of others. Guy's got a bright future.
Undoubtedly. I mean, you mentioned Alabama. I mean, he fits the mold there as well, just, you know, in a different sense with some of the, you know, the high-level shot makers that they've had over the years, as they've had success under Nate Oates there, and obviously no short of success under Michigan and Dusty May as well. And clearly they've done a really good job of their evaluation of players, both, you know, here at this level and also, you know, in the transfer portal.
Oh yeah, I'll say, watching Michigan this year, that is a wagon.
It certainly is, and it doesn't look to be slowing down anytime soon when you're in the mix with players like King Gibson.
Now coming down the wire with 1:43 left in the first. It's good to have you with us. EYBL Scholastic tournament action. Always nice when postseason basketball is on the air. Appreciate you joining us. As Aiden Fife will trigger the inbound for Sunrise Christian. Found a crashing Zabatu. Rolls it in.
Great patience there to hold the screen and slip at the last second. I mean, the official was getting to 5 there, and they were able to get to the end of that action and get rewarded with an easy backside bucket out of it.
Dorian Ronaldo Comlin's first touch, and he puts it in. Tough move.
Spire does a really good job of spacing the floor. You see he gets a post touch there. There's nobody. He's weak side. He's alone there. So he doesn't have to worry about a guard digging, you know, trying to knock it out of his hands or keeping his tempo off. He's able to catch it, square up, realize he's got space, take his time, play off of 2 feet, and make a really tough physical shot there.
Yeah, Ronaldo Comlin, he's a super efficient player. 74% field goal percentage. That leads to all players in the EYBL Scholastic. And he's at 100% today. Vincent. An offensive foul. They get a moving screen on Moses.
Looks like Moses was trying to ghost out of that screen and be ready there for the pop. Sometimes it's tough if you think you're gonna ghost out of the screen and you're gonna get a catch. It's kind of inherent for you to want to catch, rip, and put that ball on the deck. Maybe got the feet moving a little quick.
Ghost out of the screen. How do you ghost?
Well, ghost is, you know, a typical screen and roll action. A big man setting a screen, For a big, it's called a slip, right? You slip down to the basket. But when you've got a big that can shoot, a forward or a guard, you run up like you're going to set the screen, and at the last second, you ghost out of it.
Ronaldo Comblin's not ghosting out of anywhere. 2 quick buckets, and he's got his team up 3. Back to Matos. Marjanovic goes downhill off the glass, boarded by Bowie. Shot clock's off now. Spire moving quick. Durkak spin, shot off, gets his own rebound, and puts it in. Dominant start, Aiden Durkak. And just 5 seconds left. Matos. 1-on-3, plucked away. And Spire closes the first quarter on a 6-0 run. They'll take a 5-point lead. Into the break. Aiden Durkak, the Providence-bound big man. Strong. Got his team up at the end of 1.
Introducing Chipotle's new high-protein menu with real chicken, grilled fresh, no antibiotics, no fillers, ever. Starting at $3.50, packed with protein, Chipotle's new high-protein menu is real protein you want to eat. Chipotle, for real.
If there's one thing I've learned in 23 seasons, don't be afraid of rejection. It's the greatest teacher of all time.
Introducing Chipotle's new high-protein menu with real chicken, grilled fresh, no antibiotics, no fillers, ever. Starting at $3.50, packed with protein, Chipotle's new high-protein menu is real protein you want to eat. Chipotle, for real.
Nike EYBL Scholastic is brought to you by Nike. Just do it. And delivered by Chipotle. Real ingredients, real flavor. Chipotle, for real. The 8-time national champion coach Kevin Boyle has his team up 18-13 as we welcome you back. EYBL Scholastic Conference Tournament action. The winner takes on Link tomorrow in round 2. And Spire behind 7 first quarter points from Aiden Durkak with a commanding start. Here's Davis in the corner. Baseline drive goes up and gets fouled by Matos. Well, Kenton, for Spire, 18 first quarter points, 15 of them in the paint.
Well, they're establishing, their inside-out game. And when you're able to do that in the first quarter, it kind of sets the tone for the rest of the game. Obviously there was some transition in there that allowed them to get a few of those baskets in the paint and get rolling. But, Coach does a really good job offensively, and he's clearly one of the best in the game, and so he's doing a good job of setting up with a little bit of misdirection, really good spacing, and then now all of a sudden he's got the ability to flip it, maybe start impacting the game from the perimeter as well, and that's where you can see some of those 9-0 runs start to occur, because if we're giving up that many points in the paint, we've got to get adjusted. Defensively, we've got to do a better job staying in front of the ball. We got to do a better job with our active hands and our ball pressure. And then, you forget all of a sudden we've got to defend the perimeter as well.
Kyle Lindstedt calling timeout for Sunrise Christian. You talk about defending the perimeter. That seems to be the key for Spire today, giving up 3 early triples to a hot shooting Sunrise Christian team. What do you think the message is in this huddle for Coach Boyle?
Well, I think, they're certainly trying to defend the perimeter at a high level, and that's a focal point for them with the game plan. But, you've got to live with, if you notice, Sunrise had 3 offensive rebounds in the first quarter, and they were able to convert off of them. But that's kind of pick your poison. You're going to give up some of those when you're that focused on the perimeter, right? Because ball screen coverages are a little bit more lifted. Everybody's trying to be in the gap a little bit more to prevent, Sunrise having a chance to get going from three. So you've got to not only defend the perimeter, but you got to finish the play with a rebound.
Spire, one of the best rebounding teams in the league. They had a +4 margin in the regular season that led the conference. An extended timeout here. The officials might be sorting something out at the table. Meanwhile, Sunrise Christian, the Buffaloes, coming in as one of the wild card teams. They were just 5-8 in the regular season within the league, but still able to sneak into the tournament under Kyle Lindstedt. Last year, 28-4 record. Really proud program with alums including Matas Buzelis, Buddy Hield, Matt Harms. Made it to the finals of Chipotle Nationals just 4 years ago. After the timeout, Davis with a free throw. Spire, meanwhile, this is just their first season in the EYBL Scholastic, program that was established in 2009. Some of their top alums include LaMelo Ball, Jalen Pickett, as Davis cashes both. And Spire going with full court pressure. They get it across to Marjanovic. Big man with the free run. Can't find bottom. And then a whistle. Look at a foul on Bowie.
Sunrise flirted with disaster twice.
Wow.
In about 3 seconds there with a near 5 second count. A bit of the yips on the layup there, but thankful to maintain possession there, and I'm sure they'll get that cleaned up for the next time that press comes.
Fife for Marjanovic. Out to Matos, the three, off. Rebound, picked up by Vincent, puts it in. Well, Lincoln Vincent's had a nice start, junior out of Davidson, North Carolina. Puts up 11 a game, has 4 early. Bowie was open, now goes downhill, attacks Matos, and the rebound to Marjanovic.
You're not going to see, just from the tempo, the way they play, you're not going to see Sunrise, look to fly out on possessions like that. In transition, they're completely comfortable walking the ball up the floor, getting set into their offense. But when you get pressed out this far, I mean, you see they're at the volleyball line, nearly half court, with the shot clock running down.
At 1, Matos can't drill. Durkak boarded it, but then stepped out of bounds. So fresh 30, pretty fortuitous for Sunrise Christian.
Well, part of the reason, it doesn't necessarily mean that they don't score it at a high clip. Like when you're maximizing possessions from that time length, it's clearly going to shorten the game, right? It's less, sometimes if you get a quick shot with 20 seconds on the shot clock, that's a quick possession the other way. They're going to grind it down to the end, and they're going to get back defensively, which is going to limit some of those transition up and down opportunities.
Yeah, then a foul in the backcourt. Hey, this is a fun player to watch. Christian Matos, young man out of Philly. He can shoot 50% from 3. Just love watching him.
I mean, anytime you can impact the game with that kind of clip, I mean, it's all eyes. You got to know where he is at all time on the court. You hear coaches say all the time, like, you got to chase him, you got to follow him everywhere. If he walks to the water cooler, you walk there with him, because he might be able to knock it down from there too.
I'll follow him to any cooler. Ronaldo Comblin, first miss of the day. And Matos out of Archbishop Carroll in Philadelphia, really proud program up there. Missed his freshman season with a left tibia injury, and said that really refocused him on basketball, on life, came back a better player. And that's shown. Marjanovic, nice move.
Marjanovic is a great personnel fit for the way they play. I mean, he does a good job of kind of, running the maestro, if you will. Dare I draw the comparison with the European bigs that we see, having success at the college and the professional level with their ability to pass and initiate offense.
Matos, fouled hard by Ronaldo Comlin. But looking at Marjanovic's game, I mean, I definitely see a lot of those prototypical European big man traits. As a coach, what are some of the underrated parts of that game that most fans might not realize?
Well, it's like another point guard that can step out.
Who's 7'1"?
Is that good? Is that good to have a 7'1" player that has vision, that can move, that can read, and can, you know, drop it on a dime anywhere he needs to? I mean, that just really helps space the floor, especially against a team like Spire, you know, with Purr that has the ability to protect the rim. If you don't have ball pressure on Marjanovic when he's out there operating from the top spot, he's going to pick you apart.
Do you find that a lot of those players who come from places like Serbia, you see, you know, Croatia and all these basketball powerhouses in Europe, they have a lot figured out fundamentally?
Certainly. I think the game is taught at that level, you know, from every age group. You know, it's taught from the time they start playing until they're playing at a high level like this. All those skills are taught across the board, to whereas sometimes you might not get, you know, that same luxury if you've got size.
Vincent cashes in from three. What a sequence.
You can tell Vincent's worked on that skill for quite some time.
Oh, yes, he has. Young man out of North Carolina can stroke it. Here's his latest. That's clean.
In rhythm. I mean, there was no doubt in his mind when he let that thing go that it was down. You know, he plays with a lot of passion, with a lot of fire out there too. I mean, he's not afraid to take the big shot. He's not afraid to mix it up and stick his nose in there for a loose ball either.
An 8-0 run for Sunrise Christian over the last 2:43. We know, Kenton, that Spire plays this suffocating defense. The results are there. But Sunrise Christian, what have they done these last couple minutes?
Well, they just haven't been sped up. I mean, they're not taking, you know, every opportunity they have to play in transition. So that allows them to be comfortable in the way they play. And I said it at the top of the broadcast, like, they're completely comfortable playing in the mid-50s. And even in, you know, if it gets to 60, it's going to get there on their pace, which allows them to always be settled. But then they have the ability, you know, with guys like Vincent that can go 3-6-9 really quick. And that's a, you know, in a game where possessions are going to be limited, if you let a guy like that have that sort of sequence, I mean, it can take a long time to get back in to, you know, to recover from a 9-0 run, just simply because the volume of possessions aren't there.
And last time these two teams played, I mean, Sunrise Christian had only 5 points after the first quarter. They know what this Spire defense can do. But today, playing with no fear, they lead by 1 about midway through the second quarter. Let's see what Spire's answer is. This offense hasn't produced a bucket in 3 minutes. A three for Durkak. There's a foul. Zabatu, little shove down. And we'll stay here.
Bit of a bailout there. I mean, you know, the ball moved a little bit east and west there. So you got some ball movement, but we didn't get an opportunity, you know, if Coach Boyle, you know, probably would like to see those guys get downhill a little bit, get north and south rather than east and west, and settle for a top of the key three.
Down low to Purr. Big man struggling with 2 defenders. They wanted to travel, don't get it. The rebound still hauled in by Taiwo for the Buffaloes. 3:30 without a Spire bucket.
Great pocket pass there and great hands by Purr, you know, able to grab it down low and get it up still.
Another one for Vincent.
And listen, now a guy like that, you see he's moving with a little extra pep in his step. He's always got that, but the second a player like that sees a little bit of success, I mean, it starts breeding more and more moxie, and he's playing with a lot of it right now.
Now 11 points, 3 of 4 from downtown. Bowie blocked by Marjanovic. 4 minutes without a Spire bucket. Now Matos in transition, goes up and fouled. It's an 11-0 run for the Sunrise Christian Buffaloes.
Sunrise, again, they're picking and choosing. You saw, we've seen possessions where they've gotten the rebound and they've walked it up. This three right here, they walked the ball up after a bang-bang play at the rim. They got what they wanted. The very next play, they decide to pick up the pace and go in transition. I mean, it's stop and go, so you truly can't relax for 1 second or they'll have you on your heels at the rim.
And Spire's on their heels now. Just 2 points this quarter, as Matos is at the stripe and 90% foul shooter. Sunrise Christian on a big roll right now. The upstart wildcard team against a Spire program that is 26-2 this year. See the 5 next to their name, number 5 team in the country.
We've talked about it at length, how long and how much success Coach Boyle has had in this. And when you're 26-2, you've been in a game like this where, you find yourselves with your backs on the wall a little bit.
Gibson the turnover, now Matos puts it in. 15-0 Sunrise Christian run, and Coach Boyle calls time for Spire. Well, they've got to figure this out.
And as you look at the numbers in this quarter, it's easy to say that Spire is struggling, but look, I mean they're down 8. They're down 3 possessions. That's a couple of a steal here, an execution in the half court, and then a foul, and they're right back in it. So Sunrise playing at a high level, and they've been able to stretch this lead to 8. But a team with Spire's caliber, can erase that 8-point deficit very quickly. So Sunrise has got to stay locked in on what they're doing, continue to control that tempo, but Spire's just got to get into a better flow offensively here. It just seems that they've kind of stalled out a little bit. Again, not getting downhill, not getting in the paint, settling for some tough jumpers. But look, man, they got to get stops too. Like, they've got to get stops on the defensive side of the ball and get out in transition to score. So it's a little bit of both there.
Kenton, I know you're a big fan of when a team gets second chance opportunities. 16 second chance points for Sunrise Christian, just 4 for Spire.
Well, Spire hasn't had as many opportunities for that either. I mean, I'm a firm believer in the basketball gods, and you get rewarded when you play the right way. And when the ball moves around, subsequently the defense is moving around. That's going to put you in position to get those offensive rebounds. Sunrise has moved the ball around. They've got some shots that they've gotten rebounds on. That's why they've been able to capitalize on it.
They're +8 on the boards right now, +8 on the scoreboard, and Spire hasn't scored in 5 minutes. Let's see what they come up with here. It's Davis to Ronaldo Comblin. Nice pick and roll. First bucket in 5 minutes.
They cross the midline. So the midline is that line you see going directly down the center of the free throw line. If you cross that midline twice or more in a possession, again, you've moved the defense, and you're likely going to have an angle to score on.
Well, Marjanovic, a nice move, couldn't finish it. Now let's see if Spire can get some mojo. 2 minutes till halftime. It's Davis. Picks through.
Good cut on the
Nice feed.
backside.
It's Gibson. Got fouled.
Great backside movement there. I mean, look, a lot of guys you'll see on the backside, they're at the perimeter. They want the kick out 3, man, but he did a fantastic job of timing up the cut at the very last second, and a heady play, for him to drop him off there at the rim.
Gibson's so fluid without the ball. Really intentional with his movements. Now he gets the trip to the stripe and converts the first.
Well, let's make sure we give Davis a little shout out there too. I mean, he could have shot the 3. He could have settled for that look. He was able to keep his head down. He was able to turn the corner, play with poise. He got 2 feet in the paint, and then he found Gibson there on the cut.
Yeah, Darrell Davis, the guard out of Baltimore. And thanks to that, Spire cuts into it. Under 2 to go. First half, winner gets Link tomorrow in round 2 of the EYBL Scholastic Tourney.
You could see a little bit of confidence started to build there. Spire found some success offensively. They were able to set their defense and then get Sunrise back off balance. Now, Sunrise has had success at the end of shot clock situations here. Let's see if they can keep that going.
And after the timeout about 2 minutes ago from Kevin Boyle, no points for Sunrise Christian. Their offense has dried up a bit, very dependent on the three today. They've scored 15 of their points from behind the arc. Matos from just inside the arc. Rebound to Ronaldo Comblin.
Second slip Sunrise has got late in the inbounds play there.
Ronaldo Comblin up and under? Yes.
Doing a fantastic job of exploiting some screen and roll holes there in defense, and the guards are delivering it, putting it on the money.
6-0 run for Spire, but was that an alley-oop, or are they going to call a goaltend? Yeah. Offensive basket interference, and wipes the basket off the board.
Can we see a finger whirl on that? We get a finger whirl. I'd like to take a look at that one. I'm not sure.
No finger rolls here, sorry. Maybe one day. So basket negated. 50 seconds to half. King Gibson, the three, and Spire stays behind.
That's a really good look there. You see that they were able to vacate on the backside there. Durkak was able to cut at the last second. He put Gibson's defender in a situation where he had to either take the cutter or he had to fly out to Gibson for the closeout. That's the decision that he made. That's a really good look that I'm sure Gibson's going to knock down most of the time.
A turnover out of bounds to Spire, and the shot clock turns off. 24 seconds.
Sam, what did we just talk about? It's Spire down 8. It's 3 possessions, and they're right back in it. They got a chance here to tie or take the lead. They've really focused in since that timeout. Those guys have got back on track with the game plan. Got a really good opportunity to head into the second half with a lot of momentum here, depending on what they do.
Yeah, they surrendered a 15-0 run, respond with a 6-0 spurt of their own. So Davis will take his time, 10 seconds till halftime. Makes his move, down low, a bobble, and Sunrise Christian can get the last shot. Vincent, the heave, and we go to halftime. Boy, Lincoln Vincent did some special things in the first half. Maybe that would have been too good to be true. Sunrise Christian, thanks to a 15-0 run to start the second, up 2 at halftime. This is the EYBL Scholastic Tournament on League Ready.
Introducing Chipotle's new high-protein menu with real chicken, grilled fresh, no antibiotics, no fillers, ever. Starting at $3.50, packed with protein, Chipotle's new high-protein menu is real protein you want to eat. Chipotle, for real.
If there's one thing I've learned in 23 seasons, don't be afraid of rejection. It's the greatest teacher of all time.
Introducing Chipotle's new high-protein menu with real chicken, grilled fresh, no antibiotics, no fillers, ever. Starting at $3.50, packed with protein, Chipotle's new high-protein menu is real protein you want to eat. Chipotle, for real.
You're watching the Nike EYBL Scholastic Conference Tournament on League Ready. Second half time, Sunrise Christian, Spire. This was a really juicy first half. We saw Sunrise Christian go on a 15-0 run early in the second quarter. Spire, though, with a nice punch to finish the half.
Well, let's take a look at the turnover numbers as well. Both teams under 5 turnovers for the half.
The opposite of our first game.
Quite the opposite. And then if you look at the assist numbers, I mean, Sunrise 8 assists on 10 made baskets. I mean, they're moving the ball at a high rate. That's why they're efficient. And then on the Spire side as well, 7 assists on 10 made baskets. So anytime you can get over half of your baskets to be assisted, then that means your offense is probably moving with some pretty good pace and efficiency.
And I see two different philosophies here, three-point shooting. One team that has made 5 in 13 attempts, and one team that's only shot 5 in Spire.
Well, also that turns into, the offensive rebound numbers. So I see your three-point, and I'll raise you the offensive rebounds. Sunrise with 6 of them versus Spire only having 3. So, we talked about the daggers. We talked about the kicking out, finding, daggers from the 3. I mean, they've got double the opportunity. So that's kind of why you see, Sunrise with more attempts there, and a bit of a philosophy thing there as well. But certainly the offensive rebounds playing into that.
Spire doesn't need to make the threes. I mean, their first matchup against Sunrise Christian, they shot 1 of 10 from downtown, and they won the game by 9. So they can bully it inside.
That's the sign of a good team. When you can find ways to win, and you can win ugly, that's usually a team that's going to find some success in March.
Oh, winning ugly is so fun, isn't it? Well, here in March, postseason basketball, Sunrise Christian with it to start half 2. Lincoln Vincent, 11 points in the first half, leading all scorers. Now the big man, Marjanovic, just 3 on the shot clock. Marjanovic looking for space. Turnaround, left hand.
Big time.
Oh, it's pretty.
Big time. Didn't get sped up. I mean, it's easy to like a guy with size and that skill set. He had unbelievable pace there to stay poised as the shot clock got towards the end, and then a great finish.
Davis misses the floater. Oh, now a free run ahead to Vincent. Stripped by Bowie. They call a foul, but what a chase down by Terrace Bowie.
Never gave up on the play. Rather than giving up an easy dunk or an easy layup there, going to make them earn it at the free throw line. But, Sunrise, they just do a really good job of picking and choosing when they want to get out in transition there. I mean, it's almost like they've got that instinctual nod of when to go and when to not go, because if you look on their last possession, all 5 Spire players were beneath the free throw line or even lower. So typically that means everybody's so low that that's going to be a jailbreak run to the rim there, which is what you saw.
It was a 2-on-0. So credit Spire for even forcing the free throws, but Vincent earns the 2 points anyway.
So when you work on transition with your teams, you've got to stress the first 3 steps. And what I mean by that is as soon as you transition, you turn your feet and you start going the other way, your first 3 steps have got to be the most explosive and the fastest steps you take. If you win the foot race in the first 3 steps, 9 times out of 10, you're going to find success at the other end.
So it's not how you finish, it's how you start. Turn that around.
Well, coaches were pretty good at flipping it to our advantage. So if we need it to fit the finish or the start, we'll find a way to.
Tomorrow it'll be the last 3 steps, right?
Correct.
Hey, 4 on the shot clock. Durkak. Corner, long 2, an air ball. But then Davis able to get it back to Ronaldo Comblin. The shot clock reset. They call it a change of possession.
Yeah, but I don't agree with that. I'd be a little upset if I was there on the sideline, because there's no way that he had possession long enough before he poked it out for that to reset. I think that should have been a shot clock violation.
Like possession for just a split second. I mean,
exactly.
Bang, bang play. Spire wins it. Now Marjanovic on Ronaldo Comblin. Double teamed, off the glass, rebound to Spire. Here comes Bowie, charging. Bowie, open for 3. Yes, sir.
one of the first times I've seen Marjanovic be a little sped up there. You saw he took that shot probably about 4 or 5 feet further out than he should have. I mean, that's a really tough shot to make.
Vincent misses a toughie. The back-to-back tough shots.
This is a really, really important stretch here because Spire has the ability to really make you pay in this, and Sunrise has got to get things back under control if they want to keep this thing where it's at.
Ronaldo Comblin. Nice feed from Davis again. Spire with their first lead since early in the second, and Kyle Lindstedt calls timeout for Sunrise Christian. Spire starting to cook.
Well, a guy like Lincoln Vincent has earned the right to take the shot he did, but you see the result from that shot, meaning he made a couple early, he knocked them down, he's done it, he's proven that's who he is, but they were behind the entire possession there. So it was just a matter, it wasn't a matter of how, it was when. You knew Spire was going to have success there. It was just when they were going to do it, and they stuck to what they needed to do. They found a hole on the ball screen coverage there. Were able to find an easy 2.
Let's take a look now at today's Chipotle Player Spotlight, one of Spire's best. It's King Gibson, recently upgraded to a 5-star recruit. And what powers him looks like a nice basic chicken bowl. Cheese, sour cream, salsa, guac, and the chips.
Now, do you think he uses the chip as the fork?
I think you have to.
Or is he dual wielding? Is he using both? Is he fork sometime?
My question is that guac on a side dish, or is the guac dolloped on top? That's kind of the key to the answer your question.
That's correct. We're going to need to get some technicalities on that one.
Matos with a bullseye. And he gives Sunrise Christian the lead again. Are you the spoon chip guy?
The chip is a full-blown shovel.
Yeah.
In my opinion,
yeah.
when you're executing a Chipotle bowl, I think you got to use your tools.
Yeah, the chip is a tool. Bingo.
No question.
Ronaldo Comblin using the tool of his left hand, again, very efficiently. 6 of 8 shooting, 12 points. That's a game high now. But the big man headed to Iowa State. Entertaining game, 35 all. Winner takes on Link tomorrow in round 2. Matos goes downhill. Just 5 on the shot clock. Here's Vincent. Gets it up. Air ball.
You see, a lot of the camera just switched, but when you get the wide view there, you look at the bench. There's nobody upset. There's nobody upset with that shot that was just taken because it was late in the shot clock. Sunrise is just accustomed to playing late in the shot clock. It might not lead to the highest percentage shot that they can look, but again, that's why we're looking at 35-35 midway through the 4th quarter here, because they are completely comfortable playing at this pace.
Spire, the top-ranked defensive team in the EYBL Scholastic. They don't turn the ball over much. They rebound it well. And now they've got a 1-point lead.
They are a very well-assembled and a very well-oiled machine. And when they get clicking in multiple facets, I mean, they can have a lot of success in a really short period of time.
Well-oiled machine that shoots from the charity stripe well. Always a mark of a good team. They're 7 of 9 today, 2-point lead.
Well, you're exactly right. That's a sign of a good team. But hey, as you're filling out your bracket, take a look at the teams, the March Madness bracket. Take a look at the free throw percentages and the turnover rates. Teams that shoot it at a high clip from the free throw line and that take care of the basketball, those are teams that are usually going to have success this time of the year.
Well, there's the turnover on that note. And Spire ball. Kyle Lindstedt has seen his team's offense slow down quite a bit here in quarter 3.
Again, a little bit of that is from Spire's game plan, and they're having success offensively. So that's leading to some of the stall there with Sunrise. But again, they look as comfortable as can be. They look poised. They still, are in striking distance at any moment to get this thing stretched back out to 8 like they did in the 2nd quarter.
Bowie for three. In and out. And then a foul on the rebound. Goes on Marjanovic, so Spire able to keep it.
Sunrise pretty lucky that they were unable to convert there, because that's about as clean of a look as you're going to get in this tournament.
And Terrace Bowie on the three ball. Just 26% three-point shooter, not really his strength. But we did see him hit big one early in this quarter. Now King Gibson back in the game for Spire. Saw him on the bench for a chunk. Davis from downtown. Five-point lead for Spire. They were down 8 midway through the second. Starting to sizzle. Vincent carves through. It's a three ball for Taiwo. Long rebound to Bowie. He'll get up and gallop. Bowie glides into it. Finds bottom.
What a finish. Acrobatic move, able to keep his eyes on the rim, through the contact, and just convert that. I mean, he is a walking fast break on his own. He's got the ability to make highlight plays every time he touches the ball.
16-3 run for Spire over the last 4 minutes. Amato's three hushes the Spire crowd.
That's one of those shots as a coach. You know, there's a lot of instances in which you want to see something maybe a little bit more at the rim or downhill, but with a guy like that, you're completely comfortable when you see that opening for him and him step into that in rhythm, knock it down. There's just something about the way a lefty shoots the ball as well, right?
It's so satisfying to watch. Why is that?
I think it's just the untraditional, look that you get. It's incredibly unconventional defensively. If you're playing against a team that is very, into their system and what they do and their principles, if you're trying to limit them defensively and they've got a guy like him that goes left, it just changes everything. For instance, a flat ball screen, meaning we sprint up from below the block and we set a screen out near above the three-point line, in between there and the volleyball line. Typically, when you hear flat, you're going to yell weak, and weak is going to mean turn that ball handler to his weak hand. Most of the time, that's going to be a right-handed player, and you're going to flip your feet and you're going to turn him left because you got help there. If you're not able to process at a fast speed when you hear that weak and know that I'm looking at Christian Matos there and you flip the wrong way, you might as well head the other direction because he's going to knock that down.
So sort of a built-in advantage I'm hearing for a guy like Matos. Already a strong shooter, but he has the defense thinking backwards.
Correct.
You're not a lefty, are you?
I'm a bit of an ambidextrous.
Oh. Well,
my mother's
what's your
left-handed,
writing
so
hand?
I got a little bit of ability there, and a couple injuries here and there. I've shot some jumpers with the left as well as the right.
Uh-huh.
It's easier for me as a coach. I can compete in shooting competition with my players, and I'll shoot left-handed because it might be a built-in excuse if I lose. I can say, I lost because I shot left-handed. But if I beat you left-handed and you use your dominant, then I'm going to let you hear about it for a while.
Yeah, that's a toughie. That's a tough loss to take. Smart. That's smart.
Game plan. You always got to have a game plan.
You're such a coach. 100 seconds left in the third here. It's another Bowie three ball, this time off the front end. Big 90 seconds here for Sunrise Christian. Kick out. Vincent the three. Bullseye!
That's exactly what Sunrise needed. As this quarter winds down, they needed a little bit of success, and it comes from Vincent, who has the ability to really get everybody going with just the way he plays and his energy there. That could be big for them heading into the fourth.
Yeah, back-to-back threes. Matos, then Jensen. Meanwhile, Ronaldo Comblin a miss. Sunrise Christian could take the lead here with a minute left in the third.
What a great backcourt they have, with the yin and the yang of Vincent and Matos, the ability to impact the game, from both wings. It really stretches the floor when you have two guys that shoot it at a clip like that. It allows a lot of opportunities for the other guys on the court.
Nice fake. Matos with the foul. That's Avery Moses. Grown man move.
They had options there too, and they were bound and determined to get 3 one way or another. They had a guy in the corner they could have swung it to there. Gets the hoop in the arm. 3 the hard way.
So Sunrise Christian, they gave up a 16-3 run over 4 minutes. They respond with an 8-0 run of their own.
Game of runs. How many of them can you go on, and how many of them can you withstand? And both of these groups have shown a tremendous amount of resilience with the back and forth that we've had. I mean, we've had quite the storyline each quarter between the two groups, and looks like we're setting up for a really entertaining fourth quarter.
Yeah, first quarter advantage Spire, second advantage Sunrise Christian. This one 16-16, and Sunrise Christian 2-point lead. Davis attacks, swarmed by 3. Now Bowie, he's been 3-point happy this quarter. In his hands, 3 to shoot. Bowie running floater, really off balance.
Foul.
And there's the foul. You called it a second before.
And just that's a player trying to make a play.
Right, you're waiting for it.
He's trying to make a play at the end of the quarter, not realizing, like, man, you're 90 feet from the basket. Even if you just turn and let him go, the probability of him making that shot is relatively slim. Like, let's just get through the quarter.
2 seconds for Sunrise Christian. Oh, Matos could hit this on a different day. Through 3, what a competitive, entertaining game. Sunrise Christian closes the third on a 9-0 run and looking to pull an upset. They lead by 2.
Introducing Chipotle's new high-protein menu with real chicken, grilled fresh, no antibiotics, no fillers, ever. Starting at $3.50, packed with protein, Chipotle's new high-protein menu is real protein you want to eat. Chipotle, for real.
If there's one thing I've learned in 23 seasons, don't be afraid of rejection. It's the greatest teacher of all time.
Introducing Chipotle's new high-protein menu with real chicken, grilled fresh, no antibiotics, no fillers, ever. Starting at $3.50, packed with protein, Chipotle's new high-protein menu is real protein you want to eat. Chipotle, for real.
Nike EYBL Scholastic is brought to you by Nike. Just do it. And delivered by Chipotle. Real ingredients, real flavor. Chipotle, for real. Back in round 1 action, EYBL Scholastic Tournament, Sunrise Christian by 2. Wild card team out of the West. Looking to pull off an upset of Spire, a team that's lost just 2 games all season. And Sunrise Christian on a 9-0 run right now as we start the fourth quarter. Sam Brief, Kenton Aubrey, a wonderful league-ready crew. Spire starting with it. Davis, a 3. Nope.
Hook and hold. Oh.
Yep, foul on the rebound. Goes against Durkak, who was crashing in. Not a fan.
Could have went either way. I'm not a fan. Just could have went either way. Looks like Marjanovic had him held by the side. Maybe a little bit of hook there, but nonetheless, two big guys getting after it in the fourth quarter.
These teams have gotten after it all day, both withstanding huge runs from the other side. Marjanovic stuck here. Ronaldo Comblin all over him.
5. Oh, timeout.
Timeout. Before the 5-second violation, you were flashing the 5. Ronaldo Comblin has really impressed me today. 12 points. His defense is suffocating.
Well, you see there, I mean, we talked, we gave Marjanovic his flowers for kind of being able to step out and be that maestro a little bit. And, he might have hurt us, might have been a little frustrated, and he decided to push him out to the volleyball line. And it's tough to run offense out there, no matter your position, no matter how big you are. And you get caught kind of in that corner where you feel like if you keep penetrating and trying to get downhill, you might dribble it off your foot, or there might be a set of hands in there. So Marjanovic picks it up and chins it, keeps hold of the possession, but certainly flirted with that 5-second count. So a credit to the coaching staff there, able to catch it right in the nick of time and get that timeout.
I know you've liked a lot of what you've seen from Marjanovic today. Maybe not on that possession, but the big man from Serbia, really smooth game.
Very, very smooth. And he's just an incredibly nice complement to the roster out there. I mean, when you have guys like Matos and Vincent that can move without the ball, and then look right on cue, he's had 2 or 3 really, really good moves that he hasn't been able to quite finish at the rim there. But still, nonetheless, I mean, that right there, you've got the floor space with shooters on both sides. Moses parts the Red Sea. He gets downhill and gets to the cup, just isn't able to finish it.
Five on the clock. Big possession. Corner 3 for Gibson. Not there. But the tip in for Bowie. How did he get that up?
Spire trying to make their impact on the glass now. They've closed that gap. It was a +3 advantage for Sunrise at halftime, and we're now both groups with 7 offensive rebounds.
Deep 3 for Matos, boarded by Durkak. Nice cut, Gibson, stripped and out of bounds. We stay on this end.
Really good setup of that there, getting everybody overloaded on one side and then bringing the ball this direction and setting up the back door. I mean, could have been a highlight setup there for sure.
It's a really strong cutting team, isn't it? Gibson, money. Spire retakes the lead.
Spire throwing a few of their own punches out of the baseline out of bounds game. I think from my count, Sunrise might have been in the lead with scoring out of blob situations there, but Spire throwing a punch of their own.
And now they look to throw a transition punch. Davis spin cycle. He passed to his man out of bounds.
He's been really solid all day. He's done a really good job of not over-penetrating and of, probing out of situations where he's in crowds. Just got a little sped up there. Had a little bit too much dip on the chip there, and maybe spun out of bounds and didn't know what to do there. Had to drop it off.
You can have too much dip on the chip, as Davis comes up with it, looking to redeem himself. Gibson, Durkak. Pounds his way in, and they'll reset. With the 2-point lead, Davis the kick.
What a great find by Davis. He made up for it right there.
Gibson the polish.
I mean, had all 5 sets of eyes on him there. He comes off the ball screen and fires to that opposite wing there. I mean, that's what you want to see in ball screen situations.
He got the chip dip just right. Now Marjanovic, bullied by Ronaldo Comblin. Out of bounds, staying here. And Spire starting to play to their strengths. 7-0 run to start the quarter. What's the answer here for Sunrise Christian as Matos goes to the bench?
I mean, it's the same thing that they've done to stay in this game. I mean, you still have Vincent out there that is a very capable shot maker for them, and they always find a way to hit the timely one, but they do it with offensive rebounds. They do it with, opportunistic transition opportunities. So I would look for them to stay with what they're doing. I mean, look, it's a 2-possession game. There is an eternity left on that clock. No reason to force it. No reason to try to change what we're doing. Let's run our offense. Let's see if we can get a shooter open. And then let's crash the glass if we don't knock it down and see if we can get an extra opportunity.
Just 7 seconds for Fife. Ball spills into the backcourt, and that wasn't in the script. They call a foul against Sunrise Christian here.
I think when he lost it and he went down, he might have held on to the defender to keep him from getting up and maybe making a run at the ball.
So Spire keeps hold of the momentum. They've got all of it. They've been polished today, just 4 turnovers. They've withstood huge Sunrise Christian runs and the lead by 4. Here's Davis. Durkak really open. There. Can't find it. Maybe the one thing they haven't done well, shoot from 3. 4 of 15. Sunrise Christian all out of sorts. Haven't scored in 4 minutes. And there's a foul. It's on Durkak.
Probably look to get Matos back here at the 4-minute mark. Maybe steal him just a quick break because you're going to need him to get back in this thing with the last 4 minutes.
Matos, their top scorer, top shooter.
And there he goes. He'll be back in on the next one.
14 points tonight. Sitting at the table with the orange kicks. Now Marjanovic. Moses. Spinning in, stripped, and a foul. Goes against King Gibson.
That's the difference in reaching into the gap and being in the gap, right? If you reach down into it, you're susceptible to a foul call. If you slide over and you're in the gap, you're up the line, on the line, you're able to be there. I know taking charges isn't super popular anymore, but you do have the opportunity to take a charge if you're in the gap. But chances are that offensive player is going to stop because you're sitting there in that gap.
We should make taking charges cool again. Lead the movement.
Put it on a t-shirt. Put it on a t-shirt.
Charges are cool. A 1-possession game. Under 4 to go. Davis, a smooth operator. Back to Durkak.
That's more of the tag that Sunrise is looking for on that ball screen.
And they blow it dead. Foul on Vincent, little body bump. And fresh 30 here for Spire. Hey, Aiden Durkak doing the mopping. He can really do it all.
We've got carnage, bodies flying everywhere. I mean, we've got to stop on both sides and mop up the court here. These guys are laying it all on the line.
Next, give a mop to Coach Boyle. Maybe he's earned his way not to mop.
I'd say Coach has done his fair share of mopping over his career.
Now his team looking to soak up a quick bucket. It's Gibson in attack mode. Down to Ronaldo Comlin. Stuffed emphatically by Zabatu. Goes back 70 feet.
Okay, let's see if Sunrise can clean this possession up with a rebound here. That's what's going to...
Out of bounds, 4 on the shot clock.
Now, if you watch Spire in the half court and on the baseline, you see that they do a lot of these peel screens where they set one screen and then the next guy peels up just like that right there. And
down
it's a
low,
misdirection for the backside.
Oh, late whistle comes in on Zabatu. 2 emphatic blocks for John Zabatu.
Clean block. I don't believe there was anything on the arm. I think he left right there. Yep, that's what it is. He left point A to point B. If he would have went straight up and got that one, he'd have been fine. But the fact that his momentum carried him forward is what resulted in that foul there.
Didn't have the verticality. And Bowie makes him pay. Isle Lindstedt looking to lead his team to an upset and into the second round against Link. Uphill climb the next 2:55 as they trail by 5. And he calls time. So what's the plan of attack now, Coach? You're down 5, under 3 to go. Offense has been really shaky this fourth quarter, just 2 points.
Nothing's changed. I'm sticking with what's got me here. I mean, obviously, we're going to take this timeout. We're going to go to our bread and butter. We're going to find the set that we feel the most comfortable with, or in a lot of these situations late in the season, you put in 3 to 5 actions or 3 to 5 sets rather that you're ready to pull out of your hat when the time comes. And Coach, this is the time. You've got a wonderful opportunity to put something out there that they likely haven't scouted yet, and that your guys are comfortable running, and that'll get you the look that you're the most comfortable with. So I'm sure they've got something they're ready to go to, an ace up their sleeve here. You know, I'd look to see Matos in space, Vincent on the opposite side of the floor, maybe run something through Marjanovic with both of those guys on the floor, and see if he can get an open lane like he did earlier in the quarter. So I think they'll just stick with what they've been doing. Maybe a little wrinkle here or there, but I mean, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And they've done a really good job hanging in this game right where they need to be. They've been up, they've been down, they've fought back. So let's stick with what we're doing.
Offensively, it's really been a two-man game for Sunrise Christian. 30 of their 46 points have come from Matos and Vincent, 16 and 14. Meanwhile, on the Spire side, Terrace Bowie, double-figure scorer, 15 points, and Dorian Ronaldo Comlin with 12. Spire defending 94 feet here.
Did you notice there that all three guys stacked up, and they didn't run? They didn't want to show their hand on the inbounds there. That kind of negates the defender's ability to really pressure the ball.
Sort of hide your cards. Here's Vincent on a crucial possession. Marjanovic for 3. Big man can't stick it. Rebound to Davis, and there's a man down. Zabatu in the backcourt.
Gonna have to scramble here.
It's a 5-on-4. Here comes Zabatu. Ronaldo Comlin follows his shot beautifully. 7-point lead. On the previous possession, Marjanovic the 3. He's just a 17% shooter.
Yeah, definitely not what we're looking for there late in the shot clock. But you know, he'll make up for it with a play here.
Goes up strong, gets fouled. Ronaldo Comlin was going for the pick 6.
He's done a really good job there in the middle channel of the floor. So if you're watching right now, you see from the sideline to that red line, that's the left channel of the floor. From the red line to the red line, that's the middle channel. And then obviously the other side, red line to the sideline, that's the right channel. So Marjanovic has done a really good job operating in that middle channel there with both the way he's been able to distribute the ball, but also how he's been able to take advantage and get downhill a couple times.
Not operating the free channel right now.
Make one, get on your toes here. Keep that follow through up. Let's put something on the board. There we go.
And a 2-possession game. Well, this is where Spire's play style might come to haunt Sunrise Christian. They're comfortable going slow. They rarely turn the ball over.
And there's so many weapons.
100 seconds left. Spire by 6. Looking for a date with Link in round 2. Davis. A steal for Marjanovic. Just took it.
Good possession here. Don't force one. Get a good possession.
Vincent fouled. He was in attack mode right away.
He sure was. There was no question his head was down. He was going to put pressure on the official there to make a call. Again, now we can put points on the board. With the clock stopped, set our defense. We're still in that 2-possession window here, regardless of the outcome of these free throws.
80% free throw shooter, so Sunrise Christian in good hands.
I mean, it's a 2-possession game, and at absolute minimum, we've got 3 possessions of clock left right now. So we're still not in that territory where we need to panic. Certainly, Spire's going to look to use all 30 seconds of the shot clock. So if you're not going to foul, if you're not going to extend the game, you got to be really, really good defensively and get a stop. And then you've got to be efficient on offense and get a quick bucket. And then now we're in foul territory.
They're still laying off. 8 on the shot clock for Durkak. Down to 4. Davis just heaves it up.
Go, look up, look up, look up, look up, look up.
They've got a free runner. It's Vincent.
Oh.
2-point game.
That's about as efficient as you can be in terms of what we discussed with getting the stop you need and then getting up the court. I mean, Vincent, first 3 steps, he was gone. Head up, great outlet pass. A little bit of a close call with the finish there, but look, we've got a one-possession game now, and we've got plenty of time on the clock. So this 46 seconds might be an eternity.
You've talked about the importance of those first 3 steps. Vincent nailed it. Now Kevin Boyle calls time for Spire, as Sunrise Christian makes it just a one-possession game coming down the wire. What's the conversation in the Spire huddle right now?
Well, we've got to get the ball in first, okay? You might see a little bit of pressure from Sunrise. You know, if I'm Sunrise, I'm putting a little bit of token pressure there just to where they can't walk the ball up the floor. You never know what will happen in that situation. So you got to address that first in case you see any sort of press here. And then you've got to be really sharp in what you're doing. So you've got to put the ball in you know, King Gibson's hand. You've got to use your weapons wisely here. No reason to rush, obviously. So just, you know, whether it's 10 seconds into the shot clock or it's 28 seconds into the shot clock, just run what you're comfortable doing, execute, and then maybe the most important part of this timeout, we're talking about the next possession, what we're doing defensively, what to be on the lookout for, and then let's make sure we address, hey, we've got 2 timeouts left or we've got 2 fouls to give. Right, so if for some reason you find yourself in a situation where it's a one-possession game, you could give a foul maybe if you get blown by to where it stops and no harm, no foul in that situation.
Sunrise Christian with the 2 timeouts. Spire just 1 left. The winner faces Link tomorrow in round 2. Loser goes home. 9 lead changes, 4 ties. Each team has led for about 14 minutes. Down low, nice cut. Bowie puts it in.
2 guys get caught on the ball. Backside got caught sleeping there. That's
Vincent blocked. Oh, Ronaldo Comlin came steaming in.
great play. Risky. You see more and more now, in my opinion, when you watch these games, regardless of the level, you see a lot of fouls on three-point shooters there.
Yes. Now Sunrise Christian needs a quick bucket. 15 seconds left. Vincent watches it go out of bounds. We stay here.
Still don't need a 3.
Timeout.
Still
Sunrise
don't need
Christian.
a 3 here.
Right, quick 2 gets the job done. Played the foul game.
I mean, you just scored 90 feet. You took it 90 feet and scored in 1.2 seconds. I mean, let's get something immediately downhill. Let's overload the backside, get downhill, get an easy one, maybe get an and one, right? Now all of a sudden you're in a situation where you can foul and they can make 2 and it's still a 1-possession game.
Story of the game for Sunrise Christian, it's been the play of Lincoln Vincent, right? 20 points. He's the one who scored on that free run to the hoop. Christian Matos, a lot quieter in the second half. 14 points overall, but muzzled for most of this fourth quarter. And we'll see where they go here. Link is watching. See the LA on those shirts, that's Link Academy. At 1 o'clock tomorrow, they'll meet the winner of this game. So some scouting, although looks like most of them are on the devices.
They're looking at their scouting report.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they're trying to figure out what Sunrise is about to run. I mean, they're definitely not on social media right now.
No way.
No chance.
None of the kids are on social.
No.
They're all prepping.
Yeah, they are locked in. This is the Nike EYBL Scholastic Tournament. They are dialed into scouting reports right now.
Winner to round 2. Loser goes home. Avery Moses will trigger. You see Matos and Vincent, the two sharpshooters, 2 and 13, right next to each other. And here's Matos. Make or break possession. Picked up his dribble. Now Omar Karem, another sharpshooter. Lost it. It's Bowie with a potentially game-sealing steal and possession on this jump ball to Sunrise Christian. So 3 seconds left in a 4-point game.
Stranger things have happened.
Oh, yeah. I've seen way stranger.
Way stranger.
And Kyle Lindstedt, one more timeout. He'll use it. Try to draw up some strangeness.
Probably a good time to maybe get something, quickly at the rim in terms of even like throwing something. If the inbound, because the jump ball occurred at half court, we're going to inbound it right there in front of that area. You got to get somebody moving towards the rim, get the ball in the air to them, get fouled. A foul is just as good as a basket here because no time will come off the clock, and then you can get into a foul situation. But, and other than, Spire making a decision, a poor decision to foul a three-point shooter here, you just get out of the way. You get a flyby contest to where there's no chance that an official can make a call.
I mean, if you're Kevin Boyle, aren't you just coaching your team up here to say, hey, let's play uber conservative, stay back? If you don't do too much, there's only 3 seconds left, so.
No, because if we let them get an easy one, let's say it takes, 0.8 or a 1.2, and then we got to inbound the ball, you could step over the end line.
Madness can happen.
Yeah, so no, I mean, we still want to contest it because worst case scenario, we're going into OT.
And Karem can't drill, rebound to Bowie, and Spire is through to round 2. They'll meet Link Academy tomorrow. A gutsy win. Kevin Boyle's team took a few punches, but they emerged victorious, and tonight's Nike Player of the Game was at the heart of it. Terrace Bowie, the Alabama commit, 17 points, 7 rebounds, athletic, smooth, and clutch today.
Fingerprints all over this game. I mean, he impacted it on the glass. He impacted it from the free throw line. He knocked down a triple. I mean, there's no doubt about it. One of the premier players in the country. One of the guys that has the game and the skill set to be able to step in to high major basketball and make an impact right away. And you saw a lot of that on display today with his ability to make timely baskets, even the one at the end with the cut on the backside that kind of sealed it for Spire.
He will play high major next year for Nate Oates in Alabama. And tomorrow he'll play against Link. Terrace Bowie, 17 points. The Nike Player of the Game. So Spire Academy in a game with 9 lead changes, 4 ties, runs back and forth. It was a dogfight, but they emerged victorious, and Sunrise Christian will bow out at the EYBL Scholastic Tournament. Our next game from North Augusta, Faith Family and Brewster, coming up in about 20 minutes. This is the EYBL Scholastic Tournament on League Ready.